Hello, Sanjeev. Hello again.
Hey, Sarah.
We just recorded a video before, and people can see it's about NLP. What is NLP? You gave us amazing tips, by the way, that I'm going to use straight away. So if you see me with a band,
That's you know if you got it.
Dora, yes, we are in the same group.
Yeah.
So yes, if you just quickly say to the people who didn't see the video before who you are and what are you doing, etc., and then we can go from there.
Perfect. Yeah. So my name is Sanjeev. I run a coaching company for the last 4 years called The Habit Wizard, and I help people specifically get a better understanding in terms of their habits and their mindset. And particularly for today's conversation, we're going to be focusing more on the mindset stuff and how we can use certain NLP-based techniques to help you get a grasp of your emotions.
Very good. So today we are honored because you are going to show us a little exercise, not little, why I'm saying little exercise. And you have asked me before, and I found it funny, like which one I want. And I told you that I want to put myself in a difficult situation because I'm trying to control my emotions a lot. And this is part of me. This is who I am as well. NLP can't change your personality. Yeah. So yeah, let's go for the emotion exercise.
Okay.
Can you explain to us more?
Yeah, of course. So this particular technique we're going to be focusing on today, again, it's come directly from sort of the NLP handbook, if you wish. It's called the disassociation technique. The idea behind the technique is to help somebody step out of a situation and get a better grasp of their emotions, get a better grasp of their thinking. And what I would say is it's most helpful to get people to unplug when they are stuck within thinking that they have to think or feel a certain way about a particular situation. So if you don't mind, you're going to be our test dummy for this demonstration. So I'm gonna, if you're open to this, ask you to think about certain scenarios in which you felt maybe emotions that you didn't feel were serving you at the best time. And if you wish to share that with the community, obviously you're welcome to. So why don't we start with, if you can think back to a scenario, this can be in the last 1 week, 1 year, 10 years, but something which you maybe felt angry, frustrated, upset. You felt a certain emotion which you didn't wish to feel. Could you give us a brief explanation on that?
I will be very open with you because, as people know and following Uareu, I don't have like a filter or I'm saying everything. So some of the people who are following know that I'm pregnant and I can give birth anytime, but not now. Already. Yeah. So I'm 3 weeks left, and basically, beside the Uareu MINDCARE, I'm also launching the Uareu SkinCare, and I've been working on that since 1 year, and there were like a lot of delays from every part, like from the dermatologist that I'm working with, from the packaging company, from it's everywhere. It's coming from everywhere. Like I have to lead like almost 12 people, 9 months pregnant. Okay. And things didn't go well this last 3 months, really, because I want to launch before I give birth. Okay. So basically, we have a team, and I just want to prepare everything before to be 3 months in advance, so then I can take 3 months for my future baby. Yeah. That will never be on time, and just you know, I'm trying to control everything, and this last 3 months I was rushing. But I realized that even if you rush, even if you are in a bad mood, even if you are angry, it's not going to change anything. So that's why I'm sharing this with you, and maybe you can help me to put myself back sometimes, even if it's not easy when you are pregnant, I'm sure. Also, it can help a lot of pregnant women, I'm sure. So
sure.
I did my best, to step back and look, I'm still here working. And I still can keep going because I'm a fighter, but I'm sure you can give me amazing tips to, step back.
Yeah, for sure. So I'll run you through the exercise now. And again, I think what this is going to help you to do is I think the ultimate aim is something that you've already quite quickly recognized, which is in certain situations, a lot of frustration and anger or negative emotions that people tend to feel are based on the fact that they are putting so much energy sometimes in areas which they cannot control. And when we as humans feel like we can't control a scenario, it's where frustration tends to build up because we feel like we can't do anything to fix it. Now, the end outcome of a lot of these exercises is going to be in that realization that in order to start to change anything, we have to get ourselves back to a state of going from frustrated, angry, upset, sad, whatever it is that you're currently feeling, to a state of understanding that there are only certain things that I can control and can influence right now. So the objective for this exercise is to get you to remove the negative emotions, be able to think about this situation logically, and focus all of your time, energy, and effort on things that are within your control. Because the moment you put your focus there, you can actually start to make a change and an impact into everything else that is to come. So for the situation that you've just described, I want you in your mind, and again, people that are watching this, please do the exact same. Think back to a situation where you may feel angry, frustrated. I want you to relive that moment in your head. If it's helpful, feel free to close your eyes, but think about the conversation, the situation, the people around you, whoever it is you were speaking to that started to make you feel angry, frustrated, whatever it is you were feeling. And let me know when you're there in your mind.
Yeah, I'm there.
Okay, perfect. So let me ask you, if you had to identify your emotional state, how would you describe it? Is it anger? Is it frustration? How would you describe it?
Disappointed,
Okay.
angry, frustrated, tired.
Okay, perfect. And so let me ask you, those emotions that you've just described, if I had to ask you where in your body that you feel those emotions, where do you feel them? Do you feel maybe a tightness in your head, a constriction on your chest, a pain in your stomach, however it might be? Everyone will experience it differently, but if I had to ask you to give them a physical location, where would they be?
It will be, I think, surprise for people, with my teeth. Like,
your teeth?
Yeah, and here,
they're
very tense.
Okay. Perfect. So you can is it kind of the jaw, the face, that sort of area?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So I want you to, again, keeping your mind closed and reliving that state. You can feel that, the anger, the tension, the disappointment, the tiredness, and you feel it all primarily in your jaw. So what I want you to do is, living in that moment, I want you to, keeping your eyes closed, relive that scenario in your head. So it may be the conversation that you're having, the argument, the disappointment. Remember exactly what that feels like. Now, inside of your mind, I actually want you to step out of your own body. Step out of your state, almost like you're looking like a fly on the wall. You can now see a version of yourself in that scenario. So I want you to physically feel yourself float out of your body, and I want you to look back at your physical form. And you can see yourself standing there, disappointed, frustrated, tired. Can you see that in your mind?
Yes, I do.
Okay, perfect. Describe what you're seeing to me. How do you see yourself in that moment when you're looking at your own version of yourself?
I'm sad.
So you can see yourself looking sad?
I see myself looking sad, but I'm sad because I'm sad in this situation.
Okay.
Looking at myself like that. It's sad. It's sad.
Okay.
Why I mean, I'm asking myself right now why I've been like that at the moment, and I could just be relaxed, etc. You know, it's sad that sometimes we have to pass by these emotions.
Yeah. Yeah. Perfect. Okay. From that exact scenario, so now you have a version, you're reliving a memory in your head in which you feel some of these negative emotions. And all we've got you to do is flow out of your body and observe yourself. Now, what I want you to do is actually disassociate again. So that second version of yourself, I want you to see yourself floating out of that version. And I want you to take steps further back from the scenario. So actually, you're looking at the memory that you have, but you're looking at it from further back. So now you can see a version of yourself staring at the original you. You see yourself looking at the person that is angry, that is disappointed, that is tired, that is frustrated. And as you're looking at that, I want you to take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. And again, from what you're seeing in this moment, can you describe the situation to me? What do you see from this perspective?
From this second, right?
Second perspective, yeah.
Yeah. It's a bit weird because I feel detached about the situation. I just don't understand why this girl, which is me, is crying and the other girl feels sad for her. It's a bit, I don't know if you know what I mean, but it's like what's happening there, you know?
Yeah.
Why a situation like that can make you feel that way?
Good. Good.
Yeah, because the actual me is, you know, is quite calm and in peace and normally, but like sometimes it happened to me to be like that. But the full me is somebody who is calm. So I just don't understand why I am like that in that moment.
Okay, perfect. So we're going to do this one more time. So right now you've got two versions of yourself staring back at the original version of you. So one more time in your head, I want you to disassociate. I want you to float out of that second version of yourself. And this time, I want you to go back twice as far as you did the second time around. So if you took maybe 5 or 10 steps or you floated back from that scenario, I want you to go 20 or 30 steps back. But look again at that original situation from a much further distance. You can still just about see yourself angry, frustrated, upset, tired in that original scenario, but you're looking at it from a much further distance. And you can still see the second version and the third version of yourself. And in each version, you said yourself that you're getting more confused about why you're feeling a certain way, because you know you're actually quite a calm person. You know that this is something that you don't want to feel in that scenario. And you're observing from a distance. Just take a few seconds to think and live in that new version of yourself. And then explain to me one more time exactly what you're seeing. So the third, the second, and the original version of yourself.
Can you repeat the last sentence?
Yeah, so just take some time to observe exactly what you're seeing at the moment. So you've now got a few different versions of yourself standing in front. What do you see and how do you feel?
I feel, I don't know, I would say maybe it's weird. I feel peace.
Okay.
Like
good.
I know that this situation from far away doesn't matter anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm like kind of detached.
Good.
Physically, I mean, in my vision, and mentally as well. So I think
Yeah.
all connected. But yeah, I feel that I'm just observing that it's just me like that.
Yeah.
It's nothing, you know.
Okay, good, perfect. So, Sarah, let me ask you, in the original situation, how would you like to feel? Would it be empowered, strong, calm, at peace? How would you describe how you would like to feel?
I would like to feel like somebody who, instead of reacting, taking decisions with solutions and not being in that stage of emotions.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I really want to have the ability to react for better solutions straight away, have a clear mind and
Mm-hmm.
think straight away about the solution,
Mm-hmm.
which will bring me success. And I'm talking about business for now because it's business related, but it can be also personal. But yeah, in that one, like, okay, this is happening, no problem. I'm going to find a solution straight away. And maybe this can be a blessing for later. You understand what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I want to think faster like that. Because I still think like that, by the way, but it takes me 1 or 2 days.
Okay.
And
okay,
I want to have this straight away.
So can you think back? And again, I want you to do this in the newest version of yourself, looking at this from far away. Can you think back to a previous situation where you feel like you've been in that zone, where you've been able to make quick decisions, where you've been able to have the logical thinking, where you've been able to be peace, at calm, and make the best decision possible? Can you think back to a scenario like that?
Yes, I can even answer directly. But this happened when my husband has something, not me. I don't know if you know what I mean, but like when my husband, something happened in his life, I'm like straight away, okay, don't worry, this is a solution. We're going to handle it. You know, so I'm calming him down.
Yeah.
Straight away, and then finding solutions straight away when it's him. I don't know how it can happen. But
yeah. Okay, perfect. So I want you to think of the last time you did that for your husband and think about how it made you feel. Think about how good, how decisive, how strong, how empowered, how logical you felt in that moment. Remember what all those emotions felt like. I can already see the smile on your face, which is a good sign. Good. So now, if I had to ask you, where do you feel those emotions in your body? When you're smiling like that and you're rethinking and reliving that moment, where do you feel those emotions in your body?
My face again.
In your face. Okay, good.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah, in my face.
Okay, perfect. If I had to ask you to give those emotions a color, what color would they be?
Kind of gold, yellow.
Okay, perfect. So now what I want you to do, again, live in that emotional state, strong, empowered, decisive. And I want you to feel those emotions in your face like you described. And I want you, that color, I want the emotion to glow gold. I want you to feel a gold glow around your entire face. And I want that image, that memory to be bigger and brighter. And the more you feel it, I want that glow to extend down into your neck, down into your body, your arms, your legs, until you're feeling overwhelmed with those emotions. See that gold glow pulsating around your entire body. Can you feel that?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Now in this state, as you're feeling this, I want you to go back to the exercise and I want you to float back into each version of yourself, keeping that golden glow with all the empowered emotions and everything that you've learned from this perspective. Step back into that third version, and then you're going to float back into that second version, and then you're going to step back into that original version of yourself, back into the original scenario that we talked about at the beginning. But you're doing so now with a different perspective, with an understanding of different emotions. Once you've done that in your mind, just take a deep breath and open your eyes when you're ready.
I feel like an Avenger because of the visualization. Like, I don't know if you remember the Flash.
Yeah.
It wasn't an Avenger, but I feel like I'm having superpower.
Yeah.
It's actually, I really lived that and visualized, and it's just wonderful how brain can be. And I totally understood the exercise of these emotions. Okay, then another emotion, then because I was capable of doing something similar with my husband.
Right. Exactly.
I mean, it's just amazing. Thank you,
See,
Sanjeev.
No, not a problem. Not a problem. I'm glad you enjoyed that. And you know, for the people watching and anybody that was following that exercise, the important part of what I was looking out for throughout that is things that you started to identify as we went through the experience. And the moment I knew that we were getting closer to switching your emotions is when you started questioning why you were feeling that way to begin with. And I think you did that actually quite early on, because for us as humans, as people, to be able to switch our emotions from instant anger to instant sadness, it doesn't always happen as easy as flicking a light switch. What it takes for us in our mind is to actually start to doubt or question why we are feeling a certain way. The moment you can open that door in your mind, you can then say, okay, we can now maybe replace that or overwhelm it with something else which is going to be more empowering in that scenario, and then take it from somewhere else that you're doing it in your life back into that same scenario, right? And everything that you described along the way was perfect. You were questioning again why you were feeling that way. You were confused because you identified yourself that you're not that person. You didn't have to be that person. And the moment you decide, the moment that you believe that you don't have to be that person, it's just a case of understanding that there are other areas of my life that I am strong, I am empowered, I do the right thing, I can think logically, I don't have to be that emotional in this situation. And you bring all those feelings to that same situation. It's all designed to get you from a place of understanding that in your particular scenario, the only thing you need to focus on is what you can control. Let go of all the time and energy that you're going to spend wasting on things that you can't control, because there's nothing you can do. The only thing you can do is focus on what you can control and give yourself the best emotional state to help you do that.
Thank you very much. And I have a question for you. For example, I'm going to work on this emotion with you exercise that you just give me, and the people who are watching can also do the exercise themselves in the house. My question is, do we have to repeat this exercise? How long it can have real effects on me? How often I have to practice it? And what do you propose also, because you are a coach as well, and how do you propose to the people to really achieve and realize what they really want to change in their life? Not really change, I don't like the word changing, like the version of themselves.
Yeah. So to answer your first question about how often or how many times they need to do the exercise and things like this, that's really going to depend person to person. For some people, it can just take the one exercise to get them to understand that your emotions, your thoughts, your beliefs, and how you project those onto the world are a choice. And that's really the fundamental of the exercise, is that everything that we do, and I think you mentioned this perfectly in the last video, is that we have to be responsible for. And in situations where everything is outside of our control, the only thing you can control is your response to the scenario. And that's the main purpose of an exercise like this. It's getting a grip of how you respond to that scenario. So I can't give a magic number as to how many times or how often it needs to be done. It's something that has to be judged, I would say, on a case-by-case basis and based around how you feel at the end of the exercise. But once you know the steps, the importance of it, and of course, this is being recorded so people can watch this back and go through the steps themselves, they can play this back as many times as they feel necessary. It's designed to get you to remove yourself from a particular state and get you to a more empowered state. And this can be done in the moment. This can be done retrospectively, looking back, and you can take some learning away from it. And again, if you couple this with things like meditation, you can snap yourself out of this much quicker. And I think the more and more people repeat this and become familiar with this exercise, what you tend to find is where this scenario or this demonstration has taken maybe 5, 10, 15, 20 minutes, I'm not sure how long this has gone on for, but actually when you start to get good at this and you understand the exercise, you can do the same thing in 60 seconds, 2 minutes.
Yes,
that's quick enough to do very much day in and day out to help regulate and control exactly how you want to feel in each scenario. Sorry, remind me, what was the second part to your question?
It's how do you do as a coach to, what is your, like maybe your program of coaching, and how people can be part of and familiar with NLP with you, and how do you proceed for the people who want to know more and wants to practice, and also we were saying in the previous video that it's for your personal, for your business as well, but also it can be related for both. So what do you propose to the people in your coaching, and how can they proceed?
So for me personally, I tend to work with people on a one-to-one basis. A lot of the things that I tend to work through with people are usually quite personal. So one-to-one is always tends to be the best way. And I tend to take people through a particular program that I've created, which, as I mentioned, is based both on controlling your mindset and controlling your habits. Now, I take people through a course which starts off with helping them to build awareness around their life. I then take them into the second stage, which is understanding how you can start to shift certain areas of your life. So this might be, again, things that we focused on in these videos, which are shifting your mindset, shifting your language patterns, and shifting your behavior, and then going through a final stage of review and tweak. So it all starts with awareness. It starts with then creating a plan to become the person that you want to be in the future, and then constantly reviewing and tweaking that plan. So typically with the people that I work with, I'd say this happens over a space of minimum around 3 months. But again, it does really vary from person to person, and particularly what they're trying to achieve or overcome. It sometimes can be shorter, it sometimes can be longer, but if I had to give a base average, I would say I typically tend to work with most people for around 3 months to take them through the framework of what I do. And my aim is always to leave them empowered enough so they don't need me to do it anymore. The people that I end up working with long-term end up staying for the accountability. You know, it's one thing to have a good plan at dealing with a scenario. It's another thing in terms of sticking to the plan. And so the accountability part of the coaching is just as important. But yeah, I would say 3 months is probably a good length of time to go through the entire program of what I do.
Okay, that's very good. 3 months, I think it's also what I'm proposing for the skincare brand. Like you have to do a 3 months treatment.
Yeah.
Anyway, I just want to say thank you very much, Sanjeev. It was very helpful for me, first of all. And if it was helpful for me, I think it will be helpful for people. And I want also from you to share with us your Instagram, your TikTok. I saw you doing
Sure.
TikTok with not your face, right?
Yeah, yeah.
But now people will recognize you.
I know my face is out there now.
Sorry about that.
No, not all. You know, I'm not actually camera shy at all. And again, I mean, in the video that we released just before this, one of the things that we mentioned was about being consistent with your practices and routines. And a lot of the reason I started to use the sort of cartoon face was to give myself less excuses to get in front of the camera. Then I don't have to worry about my face or my hair or my beard or anything like that. I just have to pick up the phone and record.
Yeah.
But yeah, to answer your question, I'm on Instagram, I'm on TikTok, I have a YouTube channel. You can all find me under The Habit Wizard. And I have a website, thehabitwizard.com, which you can learn more about me, my coaching, and it has a link to all my social media on there.
Very good. I really invite the people who are watching us to really go, because I feel good now.
Good.
Yeah, I feel like
I'm glad to hear it.
I want to go outside and full of energy. So if it works on me, guys, it will work on you. So thank you so much, Sanjeev, and I really appreciate that you said yes for these videos, and I hope that it's going to help a lot of people.
It was a pleasure. Thank you very much for having me.
Thank you so much, Sanjeev. Thank you.
Appreciate it. Take care.
Thank you.